Oil sands, also known as tar sands, are made of 90% clay, sand, and water, and 10% bitumen. They are found and produced worldwide, but Canada produces the most, about 1 million barrels per day. The reason that oil sands are considered as an alternative energy source is because they produce about twice as much profit as conventional crude oil. Bitumen has the look and feel of tar. It is a black viscous mixture of hydrocarbons. It can either be obtained naturally or as a residue from petroleum distillation. It is usually used for construction and the making of oil sands, and 102 million tons are used per year. This poster shows us how oil sand saves money in Canada, and therefore all around the world. As we said before, Canada has a very large oil sand industry. Alberta, Canada is where most of their oil sands are located. Since 1967, Alberta has been drilling and using surface mining to reach oil sands that are 40 to 60 meters deep or deeper. There are several ways to extract oil sands from the ground. Strip mining is one of them. This requires a large open area, usually a bog. The water is drained from the bog, and then clay and gravel are scraped from the surface, which exposes the bitumen. The bitumen is taken to a plant where it is separated from the sand using heat and water. This creates the oil sands. In situ mining is drilling many wells into the tar deposit. Then they use steam and heat to separate the bitumen underneath the earth before they bring it up. Usually this is 350 to 600 meters below the ground. Alberta responds to the environmentalist complaints by saying that their oil sand industry is helping and not hurting. However, the facts tell us otherwise. 68 square miles of toxic ponds are located in Alberta. This is from the oil sand production waste. Even though Alberta is small, their greenhouse gas emissions are higher than any other countries in the world. They also plan to raise their numbers of oil sands produced to 5 million barrels per day, which is a 1,500% increase since 1999. As shown here on the 2010 Alberta greenhouse gas emissions results, oil sands produce the most emissions out of any. They even produce more than electricity and heat and mining. The Keystone Pipeline idea was proposed by the National Energy Board of Canada in 2008. The Keystone Pipeline would be a system transporting oil sands from Canada and northern U.S. to refiners in the Gulf Coast of Texas. The XL project is a pipeline from Alberta, Canada to Steel City, Nebraska, and it will cost $7 million. However, there have been some controversies about this XL project. As you can see, the Keystone XL project does not have many pros. However, it will make gas cheaper for us, and it can save energy. There are many more cons than pros. In order for the pipeline to be built where they want to build it, it will have to pass over an aquifer in Nebraska, and if the pipeline breaks, it will make the water toxic. Going through with the project will mean that there will be an increase in greenhouse gas emissions. Also, toxic waste could be created from the drilling process, and it is expensive to drill. So how can we obtain this resource, oil sands, and keep our water safe? The answer is, we can. There is no possible way to do this. These are the reasons why. First, the pipeline could break. It could either break over an aquifer, or it could break and the toxic waste could go into our farms because it's going over the middle of our country. Then toxic waste would be in our drinking water or our crops. Oil sands are supposedly going to save us money. However, if they put toxic waste in our water, what is going to happen? We are going to have to clean our water, which will cost more money anyway. In the end, we aren't going to save any money. We are in fact going to be using more.